What's up, football fans? Epic here, and welcome to week 2 of 5 plus 5 equals 10, the show where we make fantasy football picks that usually go haywire, but this week I thought we did pretty well. Let's take a look. And this week we did very well with our picks. We got 6 out of 10 right, which means that if you chose any player from this list and took my fantasy advice, there was a 60% chance that I give you good advice. And hopefully, for the duration of the season, we can stay at around 60%. That's going to be my goal this year. 60% on the season for these 5 plus 5 equals 10 picks. Alright, well, let's make some new picks this week. Without further ado, let's get to it. A quarterback I'm starting this week is Jared Goff. Listen, Arizona's defense sucks, and their offense turned the ball over a bunch of times on Sunday. The Rams are going to possess the ball a lot, and that means Goff's going to throw a party. A quarterback I'm sitting this week, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Ryan Fitzpatrick from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last week's game was a complete fluke against the Saints. Do not expect the same thing this week against the Eagles defense. Our running back I'm starting this week is James Conner. If you have James Conner on your roster, you basically have Le'Veon Bell, about 95% of him to be exact. Against a weak run defense in Kansas City, Conner should have a great fantasy week. I expect at least 20 points from James Conner in week 2. Our running back I'm sitting this week is Jamal Williams. Rodgers or no Rodgers, the Vikings defense will force the Packers to throw the ball. Williams has torn up poor defenses, but he won't be a starter for me this week. A wide receiver I'm starting this week is Quincy Enunwa. Sam Darnold looked his way 10 times last week. Against the weak Miami secondary and the Jets looking like a competent team, Enunwa should see a ton of work on Sunday. A wide receiver I'm sitting this week is Cooper Kupp. Kupp has a history of producing a game or two of top 20 performances. I like the player, but there's a chance Kupp gets you 6 points this week because that's the type of player he is. Do not fall for the Cooper Kupp trap. A tight end I'm starting this week is Jack Doyle. The Colts and Redskins will both move the ball a ton on Sunday against each other, and Doyle should find himself getting some red zone work against a team that does not play the tight end position very well. A tight end I'm sitting this week is Kyle Rudolph. Despite playing an average defense in San Francisco, Rudolph only caught 1 ball last week. Green Bay limited Trey Burton last week to 1 catch, and we should see more of the same from Kyle Rudolph this week. A defense I'm starting is the LA Chargers. Picking on the Bills for the 2nd straight week, the Chargers should bounce back and get you a ton of fantasy points in week 2. And a defense I'm sitting, the Carolina Panthers. Listen, Carolina is exceptional at times, but Atlanta's offense is exceptional at home. They'll bounce back and score some points on Sunday, which will limit Carolina's upside in week 2. And that should do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit me up with a sub, like the video, and give me a follow on Twitter. And before you go, let's take a look at last week's questionnaire. If you guessed D, Pittsburgh Steelers, for who's the only team in the NFL with an asymmetrical helmet, you were correct. Now, for this week's question. Last week, the Steelers and the Browns played to a tie at 21 apiece. When was the last time in a week 1 matchup that teams tied in a game? Was it A, 1971, B, 1994, C, 2003, or D, 2010? You guys will find out next time. Bye now.